all you need to know, the Bloomberg Quint podcast that prepares you for the day's business.
Good morning. This is the daily morning update from Bloomberg Quint, and I'm Alex Matthew. Today is the 17th of March. With this ongoing coronavirus situation, I do hope that you're working from home if you can manage it. If not, please do take all the precautions that you possibly can. Wash your hands at regular intervals and try not to touch your face. Now, here's the latest on the COVID-19. India has banned airlines from allowing passengers to board from member countries of the European Union, the European Free Trade Association, Turkey and the UK from March 18th. That's according to a circular from the Directorate General of Civil Aviation. The total number of cases in India has climbed to 114, with new cases detected in Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, Kerala and Odisha. In Delhi, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has announced that any gathering, be it religious, family, social, political or cultural, with over 50 people will not be allowed in the national capital till the 31st of March as a precaution to curb the spread of the virus. Globally, infections outside China have now surpassed those on the mainland. In Europe, the spread of the disease is particularly widespread, with more new cases every day than China had at its peak. Nearly 1.7 lakh individuals have been infected worldwide and over 6,400 people have died so far. Global markets have whipsawed with record levels of volatility. The trading session in equity markets in the US turned into another rout, with the Dow falling nearly 13% and the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq declining by close to 12%. The S&P 500 has now erased all of the gains that it made in 2019. The plunge worsened after President Donald Trump warned of a possible recession, with economic disruption from the coronavirus potentially extending into summer. Back home, last evening, the Reserve Bank of India announced measures to ensure adequate liquidity in the foreign exchange and money markets. It was widely expected to cut interest rates, but it left policy rates unchanged. RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das said that the central bank would undertake targeted measures to counter the market risks emerging from the spread of the virus. But he did not rule out a rate cut, saying that it is important that the policy space is used appropriately and is suitably timed. Understandably, the bond market saw yields swing widely yesterday. Yields fell sharply intraday in anticipation of a rate cut, only to move back up by the close of trade. The yield on the 10-year government bond ended at 6.21%. Now, there's a positive development in the Yes Bank saga. Moody's Investor Service yesterday upgraded its rating on the bank with a positive outlook. This after it was announced that 8 banks would infuse 12,000 crore rupees into Yes Bank, boosting its core equity. What's more, RBI Governor Shaktikanta Das said that if need be, the central bank would give additional capital support to the bank. With the capital situation easing somewhat, the moratorium on the bank is set to lift tomorrow at 6 p.m., which means that depositors will be free to move their money elsewhere. But Governor Das used the press conference yesterday to assure depositors that their money is safe with Yes Bank. Onto the global oil markets, where the commodity has recovered somewhat this morning, trading just under the $31 to the barrel mark after having collapsed below $30 last evening. It's looking more and more likely that global efforts to fight the spread of the coronavirus will trigger the most severe contraction in annual demand in history. Brent crude fell sharply from already low levels yesterday after Saudi Aramco's chief financial officer said the company is very comfortable with oil at $30 to the barrel. And with that, it's over to Agam Vakil for the trade setup for the day in India. Morning, Agam. How are we looking here in India?
Good morning, Alex, and good morning, listeners. Well, believe it or not, after the sharp drop the US market saw yesterday, we are looking at a recovery in the SGX Nifty today, which is trading with gains of around 300 points. This, of course, partially also has to do with the fact that the Dow futures are currently in the green. But let's move on to stocks, and I'm going to start off with Reliance Industries. The Saudi Aramco CFO has said that its talks with Reliance Industries are going on and potential deal is under due diligence, reports Bloomberg. Moving on to Yes Bank. The Enforcement Directorate has opposed Rana Kapoor's bail plea. It seeks extension of custody. Council has said that its irregularities in sanction of loans, non-cooperation in investigation after issuance of summons has made extension of Rana Kapoor's custody necessary. Sessions Court has extended Rana Kapoor's custody for another 4 days till March 20th. The Competition Commission of India has imposed a penalty of 302 crores on Grasim Industries in respect to its domestic man-made fiber turnover. The company said that it is yet to receive the order and believes that on merits it has sufficient ground for an appeal. India Cements is also in focus, and do remember it was one of those gainers yesterday. We understand Radhakishan Damani, a veteran investor, has increased his stake in the company from 12% to as much as 16% between the period of February 27th to March 16th. Delta Corp says that it will close casinos operated by the company and its arms in Goa until March 31st, as per Goa government's directions, in order to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Sadbhav Infra Projects receives 458 crores as a tranche payment in connection with the sale of its 7 operational projects to Ind Infrawit Trust. Now, these are just some of the stocks that we can watch out for as we move into trade today, but don't forget to go through our morning edition of All You Need to Know only on BloombergQuint.com.
Thanks, Agam. Well, that's all we have for you on this podcast, but as always, there's a lot more on the website BloombergQuint.com, so don't forget to check it out. This is Alex Matthews signing off. Have a great day and stay safe.
I hope you enjoyed listening to All You Need to Know. Did you know that you can listen to the show on the IVM Podcast app? On the IVM Podcast app, along with this, we have a number of other shows which you think you'll enjoy. Listen to Cyrus Says with Cyrus Brocha as the host. Listen to Paisa Vaisa with Anupam Gupta. The Scene and the Unseen with Amit Verma, or Shunya One hosted by Shiladitya Mukhopadhyay and myself. Check out the IVM Podcast app to get more talk content that you will enjoy.